So what is the cost of freedom and what will it achieve? What will it take to achieve it? On this day in the year 1944, 150,000 Allied forces invaded France to drive out the forces of Nazi Germany. And 80 years later, in the midst of some pretty devastating conflicts, France is commemorating the spirit of the courageous soldiers who fought in the Second World War, marking the historic day with sounds of bagpipes on the beaches of Normandy. Now, France is also reenacting scenes of the landing of the Allied troops. It was a proud moment for the World War II veterans who were commemorated for their services 80 years on. So with the number of veterans, many of them aged 100 and above, fast dwindling, this is likely to be the last major ceremony in Normandy, honouring them for their presence.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today.
The Britain's King Charles III also laid a wreath at the war memorial, followed by French President Emmanuel Macron, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and other dignitaries.
Very many of them never came home. They lost their lives on the D-Day landing grounds or in the many battles that followed. It is with the most profound sense of gratitude that we remember them and all those who served at that critical time. We recall the lesson that comes to us again and again across the decades. Free nations must stand together to oppose tyranny.
Paying tribute to the D-Day veterans, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said that the war heroes are truly the best amongst the others.
Whether you were an engineer or a radio operator or an intelligence officer, your actions freed a continent and built a better world. You risked everything, and we owe you everything. We cannot possibly hope to repay that debt, but we can, and we must, pledge never to forget.
Drawing comparisons to the Allied forces in the 80th anniversary of the D-Day, US President Joe Biden said that they would not walk away from the defense of Ukraine and allow Russia to threaten more of Europe.
The United States and NATO and a coalition of more than 50 countries standing strong with Ukraine. We will not walk away. Because if we do, Ukraine will be subjugated, and it will not end there. Ukraine's neighbors will be threatened. All of Europe will be threatened. And make no mistake, the autocrats of the world are watching closely to see what happens in Ukraine, to see if we let this illegal aggression go unchecked. We cannot let that happen. To surrender to bullies, to bow down to dictators, is simply unthinkable.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, one of the invited dignitaries for the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.